All right. How are you guys doing wherever you are, by the way? It is another wonderful time, and I want to invite all of you to NTS Love Academy. My name is Andanyi Humphrey, and this is where we share facts and reality beyond what you can expect. The beauty of this channel is that we speak facts, we speak reality. That's why it costs us to do a lot of research. We speak things we can justify, things we can prove, among others. And today I just want to quickly address something very sensitive. Most of the students in school are asking in every platform. Some of you are calling, some of you are texting, some of you are chatting with us, asking how can I get a first class honors. Of course, I know some people argue and say we have a lot of first class honors out here and they are not employed. Don't worry, you join them first. Get the first class honors, join the team. Let's argue when you have the first class, because it's not prudent, it's not in order to argue when you don't have it. Okay, let you join it first, then let's argue with it. And before I give you the tactics to get a first class in tertiary level, one, I'll tell you that there are a lot of privileges that are attached to that qualification. Forget about the government jobs first, because they might not be there. But we have a lot of qualification that's attached to a first class honors. Among it, you can secure a direct PhD ticket if you're a bachelor's holder. And some of these PhD scholarships, they pay up to 5 million per year. And they pay for you for 5-6 years. That's a budget of 30 million. Something that even fundraising cannot raise it in your country or in your locality, except those who are rich, their parents can afford. They give you a stipend, or rather call it pocket money, of about 250,000 to 300,000 to 400,000, depending on the program and the country of destination, which comes to your pocket to use it. So you're like an MCA at your own pleasure. Again, just within, the first class can make you attract job opportunities ahead of others. When you season first class with some proper characters and discipline, then you're likely going to secure many opportunities. And in my prior clips, I gave you some of the testimonies that I happened to acquire when I got a distinction. And one of it is that I got a scholarship, of course, and many other advantages. I got a job and all those other things. So when you start arguing and saying first class is not okay, I don't mean that second class upper and second class lower are not recommended grades, but if you have a chance to be in class, trust me, getting first class is as easy as something you can just get. So the point number one that you must take home, because I want each one of you that you're listening to this clip, if you're still in school, you should try and process your first class. In some of your programs, the first class, the honors is calculated from first year, but in some programs, the honors is calculated from third year. So you just need to understand it when you arrive in school. Ask which is the grading system in your school. Because if you don't have the right GPA, then you're not going to get the first class. Of course, average-wise is 70 points and above, and it's a GPA of about 4.0 when you calculate it. But I want you just to understand the quick ways of getting a first class as a student. And when you listen to this, share with anyone else who is a student. But it's optional to get a first class or another grade. Number one, you need to have readability character. You must have the capacity to read, by the way, a lot of reading. And this reading, I want you to season it and concentrically deal with it in this manner. Don't read so much of the new content when the time frame is small to the testing time. I like you to concentrate so much on what the teachers are teaching. The lecturers have been trained, they're experts in those fields, so they understand what they're teaching you, what they're teaching you. The area might be so wide, but the lecturer will concentrate down to the areas that they want you to understand. So if you're a wise student, you must read first of all what the teachers provided before you go and read the new content. But readability character is to mean you must be a student who can discipline yourself. A student who can read when your data is off, a student who can read when you're not distracted by any other things around your house. A student who can shut the movies, a student who can shut appointments and just concentrate on book. Another thing to take home during in terms of readability, you must be able to do what we call practical revisions. In practical revisions, you revise as you write notes. Try as much as you can to revise one topic at a time. Don't rush in big content when you don't have a clue even of the first topic. So read the first topic one at a time. What I used to do, topic 1, what does it say? Then I write down the subtopics of topic 1. In every topic, there's a concept the teacher is expressing. In every subtopic, they're expanding in the main concept or minor concepts. So as a student, you must be able to understand the concept in every topic. And for you to capture very well the content in a tertiary level, then you must be in a position to take one topic at a time, especially when you're doing primary revision. Then at that note, you must be in a position also to do, you revise as you write. So you can summarize it, you can get a new book, then you summarize it. You must avoid these statements that students like saying that the course is difficult, that teacher is bad. Trust me, you don't share characteristics. The fact that the course is technical doesn't mean you'll fail. The fact that the teacher is not good doesn't mean that you'll fail. It's your mindset that defines that grade. And if you are a keen student, try to develop S in every unit. Because at the end of the day, it's those A's that develop the first class. So when you want to get a symbol A in any unit, you just need to get good marks in your cards. For you to get good marks in your cards, and then you need to have a good relationship with your teachers. It doesn't mean that they will leak for you exams or rather they will favor you, but they'll give you hints on how to revise. I used to have a good rapport with every teacher in school, every technical staff and anyone else. But they could tell me, read like this, revise like this. They could give me extra questions that even colleagues could not access. And when I revise, I could get 30 over 30. You can go and ask. My records are here with me and we can justify. The point is, it's just a workable process. You just need to be yourself in most times in campus. I don't want to hinder your socialization. I don't want you to hinder your interaction with ladies or guys, because some of them can employ you, some of them can connect you to jobs in future, and some of them can marry you. The point is, don't allow them so much into your academic life, because after graduation, the distance will separate you people. Challenges will separate you people, among other things that comes on board. So what you do, first of all, concentrate. Make good friendship with the teachers. Do practical revisions. Revise what the teacher has taught you before you go and revise extra content in the library. The teacher will come in class and teach things that he has not shared in the PDF. Most of the time, they will examine things they have taught in classroom. Right now, as we speak, I lecture, of course, but what I lecture in classroom is not sometimes what I've shared in the PDF notes. So I'm providing lectures in the content that I know it's relevant to the students, but I provide notes to expand their knowledge in the things that they need to know in that particular unit. And since I teach engineers, I know that by sharing this particular description in class will make every student understand the concept. So is to many teachers who teaches you people. Most of my teaching techniques, I adopted it from my lecturers when they used to teach us. So what they share as PDF notes carries a bigger volume than what they want you to know and what they will examine you on. So as a technical student, try as much as you can to ensure that you've done what we call practical revision. Summarize what you've read. Then make notes in class. Attend all lectures as much as you can, except in the emergency cases. You hear that? The second thing that you have to take care of for you to achieve a first class, I've just done an elaborative description on that first point, is for you to know how to keep time. You must be able to control your 24 hours, by the way. If that doesn't, and students are always ignorant. And with my philosophy, I only train one person. And I believe that one person is you. And if you're in a position to listen to this and you love someone else, of course you'll share. And of course you'll subscribe to our channel. But the point is, I'm trying to raise young intellects, very intelligent young people, academically very excellent. Socially, they are very okay. Discipline-wise, they are very good. Those are the people I'm trying to raise. And I know I raise them, by the way. I know every day there's somebody who is adding the queue. And when you learn something new from me, even if you don't comment, even if you don't say anything, just teach someone else. Just share it with someone else. You can share my voice, my videos, but you can also be a teacher and change someone. There's nothing good like investing in other people. There's nothing excellent than changing a life, by the way. People can choose to invest in many things, but investing in others is the best investment on earth. You don't need to be a tutor like me. You don't need to be a motivation speaker like I am. You don't need to be a life coach as I am. You don't need to be a spiritual teacher as Humphrey is, or an author. But what you need to be, you just need to be somebody with a magnanimous heart, somebody who wants to see a better future for his colleagues. Not all of them will listen to you, but if you want to make someone better, just say it. Some will mock you, but they'll go and think about it. Some will not even listen to everything, but they go and think about it. That's the way to help someone. That's the way to make somebody a better person. So ensure that you know how to keep time. Number one, you must be able to wake up very early. You know you have freedom in campus and you want to do things the way you want. And some of you have different approaches. They want to read in the evening and wake up late. Some want to read in the morning and sleep early. All together, all formulas are okay. What you just need to understand is that you must spend a lot of time in books. And get it right. You must spend a lot of time in books. Substantial time must be spent in books. Don't waste time. Don't spend time on other things. I don't mean you should not go to town. I don't mean you should not visit friends. But control your 24 hours. Per week, you have 168 hours as a student. And you have a lot of free space during the day, by the way. You may have 1 hour class, 2 hours class. This other time you have left with, try as much as you can to concentrate on the things that are relevant and things that are vital to your success. Do not allow, and I repeat, do not allow people to snatch much of your time to the social life and even entrepreneurship life. Mixing these things as a student is quite difficult, I tell you. I was working in second year, I was working in first year. I manage my school fees, by the way, all along to fourth year and even beyond. The point is you must be eco-specific. When you want to make hard decisions and take no decisions, you want to go and watch with a boyfriend, you want to chat the whole day. You see, in every chat you open, see the time you have started chatting, the time you finish chatting. See the time you spend in a particular person's inbox. See the time you spend in Instagram. See the time you spend on Twitter and memes. Because all these times add together, you are wasting a lot of substantial time. Then you'll go and hustle in class. You'll go and panic when exams are coming. You'll go and start shivering because you're not ready, and you'll be tempted to steal exams. So manage your time very well. And for you to manage your time very well, I don't mean you should not go to appointments, but minimize appointments. For you to manage your time well, do not sleep so much. It's your bed, it's your room, you've paid the rent, you have paid the accommodation fee, but do not spend so much into your bed. Sleep less just for 4 years and you're going to enjoy the rest of your time. Sleep less just for 3 hours and you're going to enjoy the rest of your time. Some people are asking me, how did you get a distinction? Trust me, I was sleeping 4 hours every day of my life in school. I used to go to bed towards 1 and I wake up at 4. And my system adopted that. There's no magic. Today I can sleep the whole day if I want. But the point is, there is still more work to be done. And that's why today even I still maintain my routine. If you want to become a rich person or successful person, this is the way you think, by the way. This is the way you think. And it will be very bad for you to finish university and become a poor person. It will be very bad. You must carry some extraordinary characteristics, some extraordinary mindset. And your lecturers might not tell you these things, honestly speaking, young people. Your parents might not tell you these things, honestly speaking. But at the end of the day, you must be able to take home a first class. You're going to be a victor on that. Your children will get first class during their time. You have opened up a way for the great future of your generation. It's your responsibility. Today you see yourself as a kid, but in the near soon, you are a generation. You're going to see yourself as a father very soon. You're going to see yourself as a mother very soon. Which type of a mother are you going to portray in this community? Which type of a father are you going to bring on board in this community? Those are the questions. And you see, most of you guys, what is affecting most students? Addiction to internet. You rather stay without lunch, but you have bundles. You rather stay without food, but you have bundles to chat with, and I say with, girlfriends or boyfriends. Not even husband or wife. Then you go to third year and second year, you say that you're now couples. Then when you graduate, you're no longer together. And the desperation knocks, and it knocks in a serious force. And because you don't have experience of after graduation, you'll think that I'm joking. There's something that comes after graduation. A very terrible life if you're not successful. But if you are successful, I'm here. I will help you to connect to international scholarships. I'll help you to connect to the local scholarship. I'll help you to connect to some places that only your grade can take you there. So if I were you today, I could concentrate on just getting the grade. And something that you should not miss, some of these lecturers, by the way, they like repeating questions from the past papers. And they don't set new questions. So if you are a good student, make a good rapport with the teachers and ask them to give you past papers exams. If you really want a first class in this course you are taking, you must understand the syllabus language and you must understand the examination language. You must know how the teachers examines in these areas. You must know how the teachers examines in these courses. So you are supposed to take care of your language of the syllabus and the language of the exams. Most teachers, they will give you assignment in class. Students like copying. You have already begun. You go and copy. But remember that questions you're copying, they will come to your exams. When you copy and you don't understand, the teacher will mark the assignments and give you marks. But you'll see the same question in the exam and you'll be tempted to copy from your neighbor because you saw it in the assignments and you did not pay attention to revise it. And these things are facts. I know third years and fourth years and fifth years can attest to this. But first years might not. But I'm giving you a hint. Right from first year to fifth year to sixth year. You want to excel? Make good friendship with your teachers. Ask for past papers from your teachers, both for cards and main exams. If they don't provide, some of the photocopying places in your institutions, they have past papers exams. You just need to go there and ask them. When you go back to your rooms, develop discussion groups. This is another secret, number 3. So number 1, you have to have readability character. Number 2, you need to manage your time very, very well. Number 3, you have to make group discussions. You must be able to repeat these contents in your group discussions very well, so that you are in a position to internalize the concept. I used to manage a discussion group, and during our time, despite of being the best in the faculty, we had about 27 first class only in our department, one department. But we had around 4 discussion groups that were competing, and I used to manage one with 12 students. Only 2 did not get a first class. And I used to teach them in a very unique scenario I've shared with some of you. One of the things I used to do, by the way, that made me to get a lot of A's is one, I used to read ahead of the teacher. I read what you're going to be taught next. I used to know that one hour class can be 6 to 10 slides. 2 hours class should be 16 to 20 slides, thereabouts. So I could read ahead of the teacher. Then when the teacher is teaching, for me, I'm revising. I used to call that primary revision. Then when the teacher finishes teaching, I've already finished the revision. When I go back to my room, because I used to have a lot of time during the day, I could repeat the same work and make a summary notes in my room. Then in the evening, when I go to my discussion group, I can now teach the discussion mates what the teachers have taught us the same day. You realize that per day, you can only go to a maximum of 3 units. So those 3 units, you can really accommodate them in a day without any pressure. In some days, you'll do only 1 unit. So that will give you a chance to understand these things even deeper. When you finish the discussion, when I go back to my room, the areas that I found difficulties, I'll go and review it. So at the end of any course or any unit, I could do everything again, page by page, what the teachers taught, because I was very conversant with every content of my work. So I could do practical revision, and then the new content that I did not, the one that I want to read that is fresh, I could do it in the morning. So my day used to begin at 4 a.m. I wake up and I read up to 5. 5 I go to prayers up to 6. I come back to the room and make the room, iron my clothes, wash utensils, prepare breakfast, finish assignments, write reports. By 7 I'm ready for the college. I could go very early in class if I don't have a 7 a.m. class, and I sit in front and I start reading the work the teacher is coming to teach. 8 to 4 p.m. I could preserve it for my studies. When the class is 1 hour, the rest of the hours I will ensure that I've read and ensure that I'm familiar with the concepts, with the mathematics. I could rewrite them. I could rewrite. The thing that was helping me a lot, I could read and rewrite. So when you read and rewrite, that's practical revision, and it sticks so much into your brain than theoretical revision. So you do practical revision as a young student who want to get a first class. Then at that time, I could now have questions from the teacher. I could have assignments, practice them, provide the right answers. Everybody was copying my work, by the way. Everybody could copy my reports. I was doing it on time. I could finish every assignment and reports in the same day they have given it to us. That one makes you to get it better because you still have the fresh content. And that helped me a lot in terms of pursuing my objectives as a student. And every November I used to write the targets for the new year. And I could write down all the units and put 12S. Then you realize that at the end of the semester I have achieved close to 99% of my targets. And that was my life in campus. I had a very little time on relationships. I will talk about it on the episodes of love because they are there in this channel. But I had very little time for relationships. And I remember that just like a statement, I finished UN without dating any lady during my undergraduate. And that was a very big beef to me, by the way. I added it up and it has built a lot for me in terms of reputation and all that. My lecturers loved me, my technical staff and all that. I obtained a lot of favor and privileges that students could not access just because of discipline. Another thing that is very essential, which was clear from the beginning, I don't mean politics is bad, but I was told not to participate in any political stuff. But I was a leader, by the way. I presented my faculty for 2 years. I was appointed the captain of my department by the chairman. For the rest of the years, I was in charge of postgraduate students, and even now, the things they want me to do for them. So that was my life in leadership, but I was not in the political arena. And I managed to make many things right and correct. Another thing that is very vital for you to get a first class as a student in university, you must have a driving force. What do you want? That must be very real. You can write your targets and stick them in your walls, in your notes board and where you stay. You could come to my room, you could see in the notes board, or rather on my bed, I've written a lot of stuff that I want to achieve. I've written my daily plans because I could do it and I could do it. And some later times in 4th year and 3rd year, we could even do discussion up to midnight. And my colleagues can witness to this. And we could finish those discussion groups as when we got to cuts. Most of them, they could just get 30 over 30, 30 over 30. My college just here. You can go and check, it's wrong. The point is, it's practically doable if you're a disciplined student. But if you see 21st century, you young people, with all these graduates in Kenya, you must be an exemption of students, by the way. And I recommend for all of you even to think of postgraduate studies. Because you must have something extraordinary to present. You must have a bigger vision to tackle. You must have a driving force. You must think about the future. Which type of car do you want to buy? Which type of house do you want to buy? Which type of marriage do you want to have? Those are the driving forces, by the way. They make you on two with the right attributes and momentum. When a boy comes and seduces you and tells you look good, when a girl says I like you, when a girl says I love you too, they should not drive you crazy. And another mistake that you guys do in campus, you multitask. Having a relationship is not bad sometime in campus, but you want to have 10 girlfriends. You want to have 4, 5, 15 boyfriends. The point is, each time you invest in each of these guys is biting your most vital time for studies. By the time you graduate, not even one of them will call you sweetheart. Not even any single one. After they make sex with you, they will leave you. And that's a very brutal thing in campus life. And then you become desperate, you become stressed, you become depressed. They give you pregnancy, they give you STIs, they give you anything that is not right. And for the guys, you are now also become a victim. and attached to very many soul ties, which is not right. So first class is essential, but second class upper or whichever grade is also good. But remember, even to get second class upper, you need good grades right from first year. So some of these tactics I've just shared, they'll make you a very sober student in terms of competence. And if you don't have connections, if your father is not a lawyer or an uncle or a minister of some place, if you are in a third class generation where you are the alumni or the pioneer of education in your community and in your village, you better listen to me than anyone else of this type. Because for you it's hard, you must make it yourself. Right from applying for a job, looking for it and all that. And I'll be dropping in many clips that will build your characters and build your mindset. Those clips are going to help you to manage all the challenges in life. I'm dropping series on love and youth and love. And I'm also dropping series in youth and politics. And I'm taking care of all those issues. And I will interject later in future, in the near soon, in some couple of weeks. And then I start building your financial capacity. Because with your degree, even with your first class, you need to have 4 other avenues of finances. You need to have other routes of managing your finances. Yesterday I was showing another professor my book. One of my books, Life Skills Made Familiar, is out. It's already published. And it's going at 1,000 shillings. And 1,000 of those books is 1 million. And I have no pressure. I'm not rushing. I'm not selling even. But everybody, I already have several orders. Many orders, I tell you. The point is, it is just a matter of how are you thinking. What is your future targets? But I have a distinction. I have my master's. I'm doing my PhD. That again, it can give me another very strong loop for success. It has already. I'm teaching. And there's also another thing. I've ventured into production. I have Detmax Limited. It's a production company. I've ventured into farming. I'm doing a lot of work on those lines. I will not really disclose a lot of things in these videos because of some personal reasons. But what I'm doing is enough just to keep me going. But for you guys, you need to also think of other avenues that are going to make you to be successful. You want the government to give you a job? There is no job. Settle as a student and produce a first-class honors degree. And just ring my number, I tell you the truth. Don't say there are many first-class honors. Don't say that. They are not you. They don't have your characteristics. They don't have your mindset. They are not you. They don't have your genes, okay? So just concentrate and tune a first-class honors. If you doesn't get it, it doesn't mean you're failed, okay? Some of these characters I'm sharing here and those styles, they're going to make you a successful fella. They're going to make you have a second-class upper at the worst case. So if you apply my tactics very well, I don't mean you should buy them mirror to mirror, but if you buy them very well, the least you can get in campus is second-class upper division. You will not have any E in your subjects. You will not have any D in your subjects, I tell you. These are facts. The least you can have is a C. So be very careful when you're doing this and concentrate. Check your future. Life for you guys is very expensive. The millennials, your life is very expensive. 10,000 is very small money as we speak. Now you can imagine 15 years to come. 50,000 will be very small money. When I was a young kid, 2 shillings could buy milk, could buy bread. I don't mean I was old enough. Don't worry. But I was a baby. But I hear stories. When we came to early 2000, 5 shillings was like 500. But today, 1,000 is nothing. And I tell you, 10,000 is nothing. And in the near soon, 100,000 will be nothing. So you guys, your life is a little bit more expensive than your parents' lifestyle. When you see your parents with a TV, getting that TV in the near soon will be technical. And it will cost you to struggle quite a lot to just live a good life. So you rather make it right today, make the right decisions. I don't stop you from associating. Many of you, they just want to associate. But ule ujinga iko campus, you want to associate just because of sexual interest. Nothing else. It's not because somebody's giving you anything strange. You're just socializing because somebody called you sweet names that your parents never called you. And that should be a test to you because you need to call your children's better names in future. You must show your children's love because if they don't have it, anybody will tell them I love you. They'll think those people are angels and they'll give them attention. And that's how campus kids are messing. Because they are told you look good and their fathers have never said that to them. They are told you look amazing, and their mothers have never said that to them. So these are some of the things that make students in campus to settle very fast into love relationships. And love relationship is the hindrance to the first class, is the hindrance to a great future, is the hindrance to many things. And it can convert you to a death failure. Because you can contract diseases, you can contract pregnancy, you can contract many things as a student, which is not proper. So in a very quick summary, if you want a first class honors, number one, you need to have readability character. You must be somebody who can read and understand. If you have a challenge on that, you can reach out to me. We can discuss, okay? When you have a challenge on attending classes, you get fatigue, there's job, there is issues of finances, you don't have food, try to tag my number. I'll share some of the tactics you can use to acquire basic resources for your studies. Number two, you must be able to keep time. And to keep time, as I mentioned earlier in this clip, you must know how to control these other people. Learn to be offline once